Hello friends, let's discuss current affairs, and today's session has a sort of the usual kind of questions like politics, economics, banking, all kinds of stuff. Now in the previous two sessions we had looked at two kinds of fund transactions, fund transfers. One is NEFT, the other being RTGS, and in this session we'll look at the last one, IMPS. So here's the first question, and that's how it begins actually, the IMPS. Which of the following money transfer methods are is or available 24/7? So we have NEFT, IMPS, and of course RTGS. Only two are available 24/7, and that would be NEFT and IMPS. So why don't we write, in fact they are looking at making RTGS also 24/7. So why don't we look at IMPS? Please write immediate payment service. Write short form first. Immediate payments service. Immediate payments service. I wrote this in caps. Next, without grammar, we will focus on important things. Okay, the core idea, right? No need for the beneficiary's bank account details. No need for the beneficiary's bank account details dash. See, dash is a long hyphen. Okay, we are not talking of a hyphen like this, an M dash, N dash like this. Don't worry, put a long hyphen, you could call it. No need for a beneficiary's bank account details dash. One just needs to enter the beneficiary's MMID. Write in short first. MMID in brackets, mobile money identifier. Mobile money identifier. Mobile money identifier, comma, a unique 7-digit number, unique 7-digit number dash to transfer funds. So effectively speaking, to transfer funds, why you don't need to have bank account details of the person, the beneficiary to whom you are sending the money. All you need is a 7-digit MMID, mobile money identifier. Once you have it, you enter that code as part of the transaction. Bingo, the money is transferred. Okay, now last one. No lower limit. 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 While the upper limit is rupees 2 lakh. Rupees 2 lakh. Okay, so that's about it, guys. Next sessions will bring up new ideas, if not payment services or transferring for what we say, payment services like NEFT, IMPS, and RTGS. Now that we are done with this, we'll bring in something new. Okay, and we will spread this across classes. So in the beginning of the class, we'll pick something and discuss that in detail. Okay. Which has become the first country in the world to adopt Bitcoin as a legal tender. Now, Bitcoin is cryptocurrency. Please understand, it's not exactly it's not paper currency, and it's a digital currency, but it is not a currency that is backed by any government. No national government backs Bitcoin. You could say that it is mined on computers. It's a long story. To cut it short, it's not backed by any government. See, the Indian rupee is backed by a sovereign guarantee of the government of India. See, when you look up a currency note, a Indian currency note, you see at the bottom, guaranteed by the government of India. In fact, it's part of the, a sovereign guarantee is part of a currency. So the government guarantees the effectiveness, the legality of that currency. But in the case of the Bitcoin, there is no such thing. Okay. Now, which country has adopted this? El Salvador. You see this currency, countries and everything here. See, this is Mexico. This M here is Mexico, this color. Okay. Guatemala. You have Honduras. You have Belize here. This is Belize. This yellow the country. This is Belize. The capital is Belize City. Okay. So you have Nicaragua, El Salvador. El Salvador means the savior. It's a Spanish term. It means the savior. So they here refer to Jesus. Okay, the name refers to Jesus. So Honduras, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Panama. That's how they are pronounced. Okay, we won't have to pronounce that way. We can simply say Nicaragua, Honduras, Belize, Guatemala, or you can say Guatemala. Both are right. So let's get on with the business of knowing this. But you look at this, how thin is this stretch of land? It gets thinnest here, at this particular point, at this point. This is where the Panama Canal is. So this is the stretch of land that connects North America with the continent of South America. Okay. This is also called Central America, but effectively, if you look at it, it's North America. Though because it's squeezed between the northern part of North American continent, and South America as a separate continent. This is called Central America. So these countries are called Central American nations. Central American nations. Let's look at El Salvador. I'll come back to this. Either this particular part of the world once again. But let's get on with the business of knowing about El Salvador. Okay. So El Salvador, the capital is, San Salvador. It's very easy to know. I'll write it here. San Salvador is the capital. The president is Nayib Bukele. And the currency, now El Salvador is a country that doesn't have a currency of its own. It has never had a currency since 2001. It hasn't had a currency of its own since 2001. See, earlier, now you could write this, currency, the name of the currency was currency replaced by US dollar, USD it's called, okay, US dollar in 2001. So the current currency of the El Salvador nation is the United States dollar. Okay. From September this year, they are going to accept Bitcoin also. There is always a danger considering the value of the Bitcoin, because it is quite volatile as of today, and it will continue to be volatile as long as it is, at the whim and fancy of a few computers. Please know that it's at the under the it's at the, you could say that under the control of computers than anything else. Okay. Why don't we look at something more? Costa Rica. This is Costa Rica. Costa Rica, Spanish name, rich coast. Costa, coast, rich. Rica is rich. rich coast. So why don't you write about Costa Rica? So you can know the names of the capitals if you look up the map carefully. Yeah, Costa Rica. Yeah, we'll look at it. We'll go in order. Costa Rica. This is, you see this capital here, San Jose. You see this is the legend. This particular symbol here, okay, a white dot is San Jose. Pronounced San Jose. The J is pronounced with an H. San Jose. And this is run by a guy called Carlos. He's president. See, all these countries have presidents. Okay, they have presidential system everywhere. Carlos Alvarado. Carlos Alvarado. Currency is colon. Currency is colon. It's the richest country in this part. And it's quite stable, unlike the other countries. So other day I'll tell you why this particular country is called Costa Rica, because of its richness. And of course Honduras. This is Honduras. You see the capital, Tegucigalpa. Tegucigalpa is the largest city in Central America. In this stretch of land, the largest city is Tegucigalpa. Okay. In the whole of North America, the largest city would be New York. But if you look at just population, it would be Mexico. Technically, it would be Mexico City. But that's okay. Now you look at Central America, it's Tegucigalpa. Okay. And the president is Juan Orlando Hernandez. Lempira is a currency. Lempira. So Tegucigalpa is the capital of Guatemala. Juan Orlando Hernandez is the president. Lempira is the currency that Hernandez gets his salary in. Okay. Next, Nicaragua. You see the country in yellow. Now, this Nicaragua is a country that I have always been fascinated with since 1986. See, there was this entire movement called the Sandinista movement and everything in this country, communist movement, communist socialist movement. And Salman Rushdie wrote a book on his travels to this part of the world. The book was called The Jaguar Smile. Jaguar. You know Jaguar? You can say Jaguar also. Jaguar Smile. The book was called The Jaguar Smile, A Nicaraguan Journey. So I read that book way back, and that is when I fell in love with this country. This is a fabulous country. If you look up the vegetation, the forested areas of this country, you would know what I'm talking about. But this is not doing well. The country is quite unstable, especially because of its president's whims and fancies. The name of the president, and before that the name of the capital. Nicaragua's capital is very easy to know, Managua. Daniel Ortega. This was a guy in the 1980s as the leader of the rebel movement, and now he's the president. He had been president for a long time now. Daniel Ortega. And the currency he uses is Cordoba. What is that? Cordoba. This is, you see, this has on this side the Atlantic coast. This is all the Atlantic thing, and this is the Pacific coast. What's the last country? Panama. You see this country here. This is a country that directly connects South America with North America. Okay, Panama. It's easy to know the capital, Panama City. Okay, Panama City. Pretty volatile country. All these are very unstable countries. They have had violent changes in government also. Okay. So the capital is Panama City. You could say Panama City. President is Laurentino Cortijo. Cortijo. And they accept two currencies. One is a US dollar. And the local currency is called Balboa. It's named after a Spanish invader. Balboa and US dollar. US dollar. Okay. See, you can always learn things here. Good things to learn actually. Okay. Yeah. Someday I'll tell you the story of Christopher Columbus and this part of the world. Okay guys, let's go from here. Good place to visit. You see this, not this pen, this pen. This pen is my phone pen. I was picking that up. So you see this is Colombia here. On the South American side, Colombia. On the North American side, Panama. Connect the two continents. Colombia is named after Christopher Columbus. See, these islands are owned by Colombia. They are owned by Colombia. Oh, where are we going, guys? They are owned by Colombia. Yeah. Nice places. Whom the following persons has penned his memoir. Memoir. How do we pronounce this? You can pronounce this as a memoir, a collection of memories. Mem relates to memories. Okay. Memoir is the right pronunciation. You can also say memoir. That's also right. There are two major pronunciations. One is memoir. The other is memoir. What's this collection of memories called? Home in the World, and it's written by Amartya Sen. Amartya Sen. Arundhati Roy, the typical, leftist writer. This, when I say typical, she has always supported Naxals. She says they are Gandhi with guns. They are Gandhis with guns. So how? I mean, this is some extreme thought of kids. You could write The God of Small Things. This book won the Booker Prize. The God of Small Things. This is a novel, not a great book. The God of Small Things. Arvind Adiga, The White Tiger. This is now a film starring Rajkumar Rao, Priyanka Chopra. The White Tiger was also nominated for, Oscar nomination. Oscar nominated film for Best Adapted Screenplay. Oscar nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay. Now, what is Oscar nomination? Screenplay. Let me finish this. See, there is an entry. Okay. Let's say foreign language entry. 100 films are sent from different parts of the world to be featured in for the best foreign film category. This is a long list. All the entries are together called long list. Okay. So of these, the top 5 are shortlisted and they are nominated. The top 5 whose names are read at the award ceremony are called nominated. So these are the top 5, of which one is selected for the prize. All the ones that are sent from different parts of the world are entries or long list. A short list is made. A short list typically comprises at the Oscars of 5 entries. Okay. Of these 5 shortlisted names, one is chosen for the award. That's a nomination. So the first Indian film to be nominated for the Oscars was Mother India way back in 1957. Mother India. And the second was Salam Bombay. Salam Bombay. Since then, some films have been, but you have, in fact, Lagan was also there. Okay, it was a very famous entry from India, but didn't make it. In any case, you have this, The White Tiger, starring Rajkumar Rao. It's a good film, time pass film. If not a great film, it's something you can watch once. The book is better. Ruskin Bond, one of India's greatest writers. You could write. Yeah, there are two books that come to my mind. One is Our Trees Still Grow in Dehradun. That's Nainital, near Nainital. That's where he lives, Nainital. You could write The Room on the Roof. This is a very, very good book. In fact, The Room on the Roof, that's the name of the book. You should read this. Very good book. Salman Rushdie. Salman Rushdie is a pretty controversial chap, and this chap is author of lots of books. I have almost all of his books. You could write one, his memoir if you want to write, Joseph Anton. That's the name he took when he was in hiding from the Iranian government, because the Iranian government had issued a fatwa against him on the 14th of February 1989. Why was the fatwa issued? The fatwa was issued because of his writings in this book, because of his book called The Satanic Verses. Satanic means devilish. So in this book he is said to have spoken ill of the Islamic prophet Muhammad and about the religion in general. So the Iranian government issued a fatwa, which is an order, an Islamic order, that Salman Rushdie be killed. That was 1989. And there was intense pressure on Iranian government to withdraw the threat, but they didn't bend for about 15 years, I think. During which time Salman Rushdie was put under 24/7 protection by the British government. He was a British citizen, though he was born in India. Okay. During this time, he would change his home every 3 months, and everything was at the expense of the British government. The British government, because he was a British citizen, he had to be protected. And at that time he had his name called Joseph Anton. So the security guys gave him a name, Joseph Anton, and this memoir, tells us about that period in his life. Joseph Anton, a memoir. I have read extensively, and this is where all these things come. Okay. So, see, reading helps us learn things. So when I talk of Nicaragua, I can talk of the story there, because somewhere I have read it, and today it is helping me. And look, I don't have to prepare for this particular part of the class, because I know the stuff that I have read it. It's not because I'm smart. No. It's because I've worked hard, because I've cared to learn, because I've been curious. And this is precisely what I as a teacher want you to do. Stay curious. Find out things. Don't know? No problem. Spend some time. There you go. Once you spend time, you will be a lot more comfortable. Okay? Buddhadev Das Gupta, one of the most original icons of Indian parallel cinema, not mainstream cinema. Parallel cinema is art cinema and all that. Passed away recently. He was a Bengali poet and filmmaker. Bengali, Bong they are called. Bengalis are called Bong, B-O-N-G. So 5 of his films had won the national award, and I remember one film starring Mithun Chakrabarti, Kal Purush. Because this is the only film of his I have watched. It stars Rahul Bose also. There is another movie which won the national award, Bagh Bahadur. So 2 films you could write, Kal Purush and Bagh Bahadur. Okay. Chalo. Mehul Choksi wanted in India in the 13,000 crore PNB fraud case. You may be wondering, I didn't read 13,500 crores. It hardly matters. In the PNB fraud case, has recently been declared a prohibited immigrant by the Dominican government. The capital of Dominica is, you see, this is Rosso, that's the capital. You may wonder, hey, there is one Dominican Republic here, and there is one Dominica here. So we are talking of this place. Hey, we are not talking of the Dominican Republic. We are discussing Dominica. Okay, guys. Now, I want you to write about the capitals of these places. I'm not going to discuss more than this because it's going to take a lot of time. This is one of the most interesting parts in global geography. This particular area. You see this, before I go anywhere, I'll take you Carib, EAN. EAN is a Greek suffix, Latin Greek suffix for a water body. Suffix that comes in the end of a word. Okay. Prefix. What is the prefix in prefix? What is the prefix in prefix? That which starts, it starts with. That's a prefix. Okay. So, you have roots also. You have, like, for example, roots like what word I can look at here? Not much actually. You could say a water body called Mediterranean Sea. Now you see this Mediterranean. Medi is middle, terra is land. So this is a root. Terra means land. Terra firma means solid ground kind of thing. So if you want to improve your vocabulary, you could use this method, RPS, root prefix suffix method. Okay, guys. But before that, you learn these things. So right, Dominica, the capital is Rosso. This is the capital, Rosso. I think maybe after 3-4 classes, I'll bring in the story of Mehul Choksi, how he defrauded the Punjab National, the Indian government of its, of its money. I would say, government bank is government money, and consequently he defrauded India. Okay, public sector banks and all. So I'll tell you his story. And before that, you write this capital, Rosso, Dominica. Havana is the capital of this place called Cuba. You see this Cuba island? Yeah, Cuba. Nassau is this place called Bahamas. This, you see this, Bahamas. This is where Christopher Columbus had first come. Okay, and he thought he had reached India, so he called this place Indy. He thought he had reached India in 1492, and he called this place Indy, and the locals were called Indians. But on his subsequent voyages, he made 4 voyages here. Okay, on his subsequent voyages, he realized he had not reached India, and he called it West Indies, west of India. Alright, that's how the name comes. These islands together are called West Indies. All these islands are together called West Indies. In fact, you could include Cuba also in that. Most of these are under British government. Nassau, Bahamas, Bridgetown. Bridgetown is Barbados. Here you will find Barbados here. Barbuda is here. This is Barbados. Barbados. Kingston, you find Jamaica. Where is Jamaica? Man, Jamaica must be here. Yeah, Jamaica is a pretty large place. You see this island here? This is Jamaica. Okay. Yeah. I don't have the time to discuss geography, otherwise I would have actually. I've loved this place. I'm sure most of you like these places. You would like to know more about these places, but we don't have the time for all these things. Unfortunate. And guys, this is United States. Okay, North America, United States, Florida. This is called Florida, the American state of Florida. Dash has recently been appointed to an international advisory group for climate action by Sweden. This is Sunita Narayan. She went to IIM Ahmedabad for her studies, for her MBA, and she is the head of the CSC, Center for Science and Environment. You could write this. Center for Science and Environment. Center for Science and Environment. You know this Pepsi Coke controversy that there are pesticides in it. She is the one who investigated. Her organization investigated the entire thing. So her investigation revealed that her organization investigation revealed that there is a great degree of pesticide in Coke and Pepsi, and they're harmful for the body. So I always believe we should not drink such things because first, most important, forget the pesticide, sugar. Sugar is more dangerous than pesticide. Sugar eats up the body. You know, in a 100 ml can, say in a normal 500 ml bottle, at least 150 ml would be sugar. It's sugar, 1/3 is sugar actually, 1/3 is sugar, and it's very bad for the health. Once, if you look at kids drink a lot of these stuff and they are hyperactive because sugar leads to hyperactivity. Okay, it erodes bones, and it is especially dangerous for people, for women, especially around the, you know, if they are about to conceive and all that. They erode bones, they erode enamel and everything. Very bad stuff, sugar. Chandi Prasad Bhatt. Chandi Prasad Bhatt started Dasholi, Gram Swaraj Sangh. Gram Swaraj Sangh. This is the parent organization of, you can what you call the Chipko movement. Chipko movement of Sundarlal Bahuguna and his wife. Dasholi Gram Swaraj Sangh. He has won every award. In fact, I think he has won the highest award in India. He has won is the Gandhi Peace Prize. Gandhi Peace Prize 2013. Gandhi Peace Prize. He's 86 years old, still going strong. People are guided by a certain purpose in life. Sumaira Abdul Ali is the founder of this NGO called Awaj Foundation. It's an environment NGO, environment advocacy NGO, Awaj Foundation. Vandana Shiva, Navadhanya movement. These are all people who are, she's seriously anti genetically modified seeds and everything. So Navadhanya movement. Jadav Payang is he is nicknamed the Forest Man of India. He's from Assam, Forest Man of India. See, he belongs to this island called Majuli in Assam, which is in the middle of Brahmaputra there. Now, this island has seen, it is one of the largest river islands in the world. Not the largest, one of the largest. And this island has seen a lot of erosion. This erosion is eating into people's livelihoods also. So what he did was, he started planting trees, and over the last 20 years or so he has built a forest, and that, see, trees would mean soil is stronger, it would hold water, it would hold the soil together. When tree roots take place, the soil is, soil is tightened around the roots, and the soil, does not move away, it is not erode basically. So there is no runoff along with the water, so soil runoff along with the water. So the erosion around the island has come down because of Jadav Payang. Okay, he's the forest he created is called Molai Forest. Molai, sorry, MOLAI. I will write it here. MOLAI. Molai Forest. Okay, so his nickname Jadav Molai Payang. Seemingly ordinary people, but they work extraordinarily hard. They make a huge difference. Under Operation Ironside, more than 800 suspected criminals have recently been arrested worldwide after being tricked into using an encrypted, coded messaging application named Anom. Anom. This operation was conceived by by Australia and the United States. Now, the thing is here is, what is Operation Ironside? Please write this. Okay, I read about this, so on an Australian website. So please go ahead, write Operation Ironside. Operation Ironside, also called Trojan Shield. This is long story behind the word Trojan. Trojan Shield. Next, used an encrypted messaging app named Anam. Used an encrypted messaging app named Anam to lure criminals, to lure criminals into revealing their secrets. I'll write keywords, okay? Revealing their secrets to police, full stop. So this was a 3-year operation. Patience is required. 3-year operations. Okay. Next point. App was used by crime gangs. You can say criminal gangs also. Crime gangs to plan killings, drug trading, you could say, or drugs trading, and money laundering. So the criminals would use this app, and they would discuss all these things. The weird part was the police, the FBI and the Australians, the US FBI and the Australian Security Service had an informant inside. Okay, had an informant, and that guy was using this service. So they tracked everything, whatever was being discussed and everything, and they stopped a lot of killings. Finally, they ended up arresting a lot of these guys in Australia. Now, they weren't arrested. Many, even though the FBI had known about the American citizens indulging in these kinds of crimes, they couldn't arrest them because there wasn't the Americans have a strong range of laws protecting their rights. So this is the reason why the Americans weren't arrested in the first place. So privacy laws, human rights, all that stuff. Sometimes too much democracy is bad, isn't it? Which country has recently passed a sweeping industrial policy aimed at countering the rising economic threat from China by pumping more than $170 billion into R&D, research and development? The United States has done this. Okay. Now, the US is deeply worried by the rise of China. I say China is not a country anyone can trust. But China's industrial development has been huge. Its defense industry is, massively, expanding. 3 ways it has expanded its weapons arsenal is one is indigenous, local development, home development. Okay. Second, of course, is joint ventures with countries like Russia. Okay, joint ventures. And the third is stealing through what is called industrial espionage. Spying. The Chinese government-backed cyber hackers, have broken into the systems of IBM, Boeing, Lockheed Martin. You name a company, they have broken into the systems and stolen copyrighted material, intellectual property rights, all kinds of data related to defense stuff. And I'm not kidding. It's a very regular thing for the Chinese to hack into Government of India's websites. Very normal thing. If you think I am exaggerating, no, I'm telling you the truth. Okay. So these are the 3 ways the government of China has been expanding its technology sector, including defense sector. Indigenous stuff manufactured home at home. 2, through joint ventures. 3, stealing. Yeah, and they are world leaders in stealing. You could check any American American declassified file, and on Chinese espionage, you would know what I'm talking about. Espionage relates to spying, jasusi. So the American government now has a lot of these. See, it's not just one industrial policy stating one particular part that they're going to pump in money. How are they going to pump in money? That's also important. Like, for example, they are going to invest $50 billion in what you say, chip making. Chip is what? Aloo chips? Yeah. Chip is semiconductors, chips. Phones have chips, electric vehicles have chips, all kinds of things need chips. All kinds of electronic stuff requires chips. But China is home to a lot of raw material that goes into it. And China has pumped in $150 billion into becoming a chip superpower. Whereas Americans, while they have traditionally had AMD, Nvidia, Intel, superstars in the world of chip making, they have fallen behind in recent times. Samsung is a South Korean chip maker. You still need to know that the Chinese are way ahead when it comes to hoarding stuff, and the Americans are deeply worried about it, so they don't want to be left behind. So they're pumping in $50 billion into chip making. Okay. Now the other provisions of this law also relates to the Artemis moon mission. The Americans have launched a moon mission called Artemis. So part of the money will go to Artemis moon mission. They have also told the Taiwanese government that if your people come to America, they can wear the flag of Taiwan. Till recently, it was not allowed. Taiwanese people were not allowed to carry their flag because China objected to it. Okay, so that's something that has angered China a lot. Okay. And one more thing that that could be of interest to you is that the American government has banned the downloading of TikTok on government-owned phones, that is, government employee devices. So if I'm a government of America employee, I cannot have TikTok on my phone. That's what they say, because it's everyone knows it's a tool that China uses to steal data. Everyone knows that. According to the QS World University Rankings 2022, which Indian university is the world's top research university as per the citations per faculty indicator. Now this is one of the parameters. Top research institute in what? Per citations. How many citations have been? Per faculty indicator is per faculty, that's IISc Bangalore. But what are the top universities in the world? So you could take this title here, QS World University Rankings 2022, and should you know about the top three? Top three is enough here. One, MIT. MIT is Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Number 2, University of Oxford. ये कोविशील्ड वाली कंपनी है, कोविशील्ड वाला इंस्टीट्यूट है. The Covishield vaccine has been developed by University of Oxford in collaboration with AstraZeneca, a British pharmaceutical company. Okay, University of Oxford. 3, Stanford University. So one is MIT. MIT is in Cambridge, United States. Okay, University of Oxford, and third is Stanford University. What are the top 3 in India? Top 3 in India would be, see, these are the top 3, but India's ranks are different. Okay, The Indian institutes here are different. What are the ranks of the Indian institutes? World rank, global rank we call it. Okay. IIT Bombay, highest ranked is this place. Overall. Okay. IIT Bombay. 8 more. IIT Delhi. And one place below this is IISC. What is that? Indian Institute of Science, Bengaluru. There are two more in the top 300. One is IIT Madras and then IIT Kanpur. They are between 250 and 300. Okay. Yeah. The Dash is the new Election Commissioner of India. Anup Chandra Pandey. See, you could write this. Election Commission of India. Election Commission of India. You would write this. Election Commission of India. Governed by Article 324. Governed by Article 324 of the Constitution of India. Of the Constitution of India. Governed by Article 324. Hey, I made a mistake. Governed by Article 324 of the Constitution of India. Okay, next. Comprises one CEC, Chief Election Commissioner. Comprises one CEC and two ECs, Election Commissioners. Small s, no apostrophe. Okay. Right. CEC. This is CEC. Sushil Chandra. Okay. CEC Sushil Chandra. Next. ECs. These two guys. ECs, Election Commissioners. Anup Chandra Pandey and Rajiv Kumar. Since Pandey has just come in, the next, after Sushil Chandra retires, the next CEC will be Rajiv Kumar. So that's how you look at it. Okay. Yeah. Next, Sanjay Kothari. Who is this guy? Chief Vigilance Commissioner of India. Vigilance Commissioner. Chief Vigilance Commissioner. Next. You look at choice 5, KK Venugopal, Attorney General of India. Attorney General of India. Attorney General of India. If you want to know what is the role of this guy, you can say highest legal officer of India. Highest legal officer and lawyer of Government of India. Simply put, lawyer of Government of India. He represents the Government of India in all cases. I mean, if there's a case, he represents the Government of India in the courts. It could be his juniors, as he's members of his team, like the Solicitor General. Solicitor General of India comes under Attorney General of India. Okay. Next. The Union Government has recently given a 9-month extension to M.R. Kumar as chairman of LIC. Why don't you write the full name of M.R.? With great difficulty I could find it. You could write Mangalam. Even on LIC website you would not find the full name. Okay. Mangalam Rama Subramanian. Mangalam Rama Subramanian Kumar. Amar Kumar, chairman of LIC. LIC has 4 managing directors, 4 MDs. ठीक है? One is Vipin Gupta, 1, 2 Siddharth Mohanty. I've written Siddharth in short. Typically we say Siddh when they say Siddharth, isn't it? Mukesh Gupta, Rajkumar. So Vipin Gupta, Siddharth Mohanty, Mukesh Gupta and Rajkumar. 4 managing directors of LIC. It's a huge corporation. It's a huge, over 12 lakh crore rupees is with them. Okay. So from here, from the largest insurance companies, note on the largest insurance company of India, let's look at PFRDA. This is Pension Fund Regulatory and Development Authority. Pension Fund Regulatory and Development Authority. PFRDA. It, like RBI regulates the banking sector. The pension sector is regulated by PFRDA. Supratim Bandyopadhyay. I'll just try through this. Supratim Bandyopadhyay. In some places you will find Bandyopadhyay. There is no H. It's okay. This is a standard spelling of a Bandyopadhyay. So, IRDAI, Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority of India. Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority of India. So the answer is who's the chairman? Subhash Chandra Khuntia. Subhash Chandra Khuntia. SC Khuntia. SEBI, Securities and Exchange Board of India. Chairman Ajay Tyagi. Last one, TRAI. TRAI, my friends, is Telecom Regulatory Authority of India. Telecom Regulatory Authority of India. Telecom Regulatory Authority of India. Okay. So, Chairman P.D. Waghela. That's it. Child labor global estimates 2020 trends and the road forward warns that the progress to end child labor has stalled for the first time in 20 years. In this context, which of the following statements are true? Well, all of them are true. And before I discuss child labor, I would like you to know who is the head of ILO. The ILO's head office is in Geneva. Okay, head office in Geneva. It's a UN specialized agency, and its Director General is Guy Ryder of UK. Guy Ryder of UK. Guy Ryder of UK. UNICEF is the United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund. United Nations United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund. Head office New York City, and it's headed by Henrietta Fore, US. She's from the US. Henrietta Fore. So, child labor typically is looked at between ages 7 and 17. 7 and 17. And in India, there are lower estimates, 13 million child labor. That is 1.3 crore children, are working as child labor, where you have domestic help, industrial units like beadi making, carpet making. You have restaurants, children work in restaurants, roadside dhabas and all that. And you would find that the major reason for child labor is poverty. Why? Because it's a vicious cycle. Someone's poor, they pull their children, they don't send their kids to school for education basically. So that means the kid has no skill, extraordinary skill. So has almost no prospects for blue collar or white collar job. Then there is no steady source of income. So this is again pushes the person into poverty. So it's a vicious cycle. Okay. Now another reason is that parents, poor parents pull their kids out of education primarily for the fact that kids are seen as financial assets. Like, two hands in the work, they get money for the family, and they are better off with something that comes to the family, through, kids. So instead of letting the kid study, learn, they send the kid to work so that, the kid earns money. People are desperately poor, my friends. Millions and millions of Indians are desperately poor. And today, you could say that the state has failed to take care of them. When I say state, I'm talking of India. State is a country, a unit. But rights matter. When we say abolition of child labor, right to education, these things matter only if they are implemented, effectively, put into action. But are they being put into action? Well, that's an entirely different ball game. Okay. The UN rights envoy, the envoy means ambassador, had recently warned of mass deaths in Kaya in Myanmar. This is Myanmar. Myanmar is Burma. Okay, this is also called. This is a wrong way of writing. I found this map. I want to tell you. Only the US government and 3-4 more governments around the world address this country as Burma. Remember, this country is called Myanmar. Okay. In 1989, Burma became Myanmar. Now, because Myanmar is an inclusive term, whereas Burma relates to only one particular ethnic group. Okay, Burma. So they don't want this to be reflected as the country of only one ethnic group, one group of people. It's a country of everyone kind of thing. But recently the military junta, this is a Spanish word and this is pronounced with an H. Okay, the junta captured power in Myanmar and is running the show there. Thousands of people have come on the roads in recent months to oppose the military's takeover of the country after dismissing the central government. So so between 1962 and 2011, it Burma, and Myanmar, different names now, was ruled by a military junta between 1962 and 2011. 2011 elections were held, and the government of Aung San Suu Kyi, she did not become the president because she was barred from being the president. The Myanmarese constitution says that only a person who is a legal citizen, who is a citizen of Burma, Myanmar, can become the leader of the president of the country. Suu Kyi, this K is pronounced with a C. Suu Kyi is married to a British person, so technically she is not eligible for this president's post. So even though her NLD, National League for Democracy party, had come to power, she could not become the president. So she appointed one of her loyalists as the president of the country. The president was dismissed recently by the military, accusing them of election fraud and then later corruption. So the government was dismissed. Today there are widespread protests against the military rule, but the military is all powerful, and they are using every possible trick in the violence book to overpower the ordinary people of Myanmar. This is now called Yangon, not Rangoon. It's called Yangon. Okay. Yeah. Just to tell you, Myanmar, I'll just talk about the capitals, okay? Not much basically. Naypyidaw. Naypyidaw is the capital. Cambodia, you can see here, this is Cambodia. Phnom Penh. I think in the previous session I had mentioned the name of the Prime Minister. Hun Sen. The king is Sihomoni, Norodom Sihomoni, but not very important for us. Okay, Phnom Penh, yeah. No, I always get confused. HN or NH? NH. This is one word I always get confused. It ends in H. Okay, yeah. Phnom Penh is a capital. South Sudan is in Africa. Juba, that's the capital. Syria's capital is Damascus. Libya's capital, Tripoli. Okay. Chali. Several prominent websites, including Amazon, Reddit, experience a brief but global outage when the systems are down. Okay, due to glitches in cloud services provider, Fastly CDN. CDN stands for Content Delivery Network. Now we have, let's say, Facebook, we have Twitter, all these websites, let's say, they bring us content. Do they bring us content? Do they deliver? No, they don't. They are intermediaries, but the content comes to us through companies like that provide CDN, Content Delivery Networks. Okay, I would suggest write a couple of sentences. That's about it. Okay, CDN, just write content delivery. Don't say content. Content means satisfaction. With the same spelling, the pronunciation changes. If it's content, it means matter, stuff. You have content on the screen. Okay, so I'm delivering content to you. Whereas if I'm content, I'm satisfied. Okay. Content delivery network, underline that first point. Geographically distributed network of proxy servers and data centers. So these are spread across the world. Okay, next point. Content owners such as Twitter. You could write, no, I think content owners such as media companies, better, no? Why name the company? Media and e-commerce companies without naming any particular company. Okay, content owners like media and e-commerce companies. E-commerce companies pay CDN operators for delivering their content to their end users. I repeat, content owners such as media and e-commerce companies pay CDN operators to deliver their services to their end users. Okay. So when I say deliver their services, it could be deliver their content. That's what they deliver. Next, last point. In turn, CDN pays internet service providers, carriers, telecommunication companies, okay, carriers, and network operators, let me write in full, for hosting its so CDNs hosting its data centers. And servers. So the servers of CDNs are with ISPs and all that, so they get money. ISPs, network carriers and all that, they get money. Okay. Second thing, all the content does not come from Facebook, or when Facebook, I'm talking Facebook's content does not come from Facebook. It is delivered by companies like CDNs, companies that deliver this content to us. So if this content deliverer, its network is down, Facebook would be down. That's how it works. Okay. So which international agency through its Operation Pangea 14th targeted the sale of fake medicines and products online? Interpol. So you write the full form. International Criminal Police Organization. International Criminal Police Organization. International Criminal Police Organization. Okay. Now I want you to know something here. Its head office, just write head office, nothing, only for this organization. Lyon, France. Okay. Lyon, France. And you could also write one more thing about this. Its Secretary General is Jürgen Stock. Okay, yeah. Jürgen Stock is from Germany. Yeah. Germany. Now, why did they give the name? Pangea? Pangea is, name given because of geographical reasons. Pangea means world. How? Look at this. This is about 200 million years back, more than 200 million years back. This is all one continent. It is all the supercontinent. The Pangea was a supercontinent. Okay. So this supercontinent broke up. You see this entire thing all the land was one land, one basic land. You see this now, you look at this, it's just lines here, okay? Is South America, part of this is Africa, you know, this part was India, it broke up, it came here. I'm not kidding. This is North, you know, America, and this is Europe. It all broke up. As it broke up, you know, it broke up because of what's below it, basically plates. Below the earth, you know, the surface, there are plates. Plates are massive slabs of rock. And below the plates, there is something called asthenosphere, which is a semi-liquid, you know, layer. It's a gooey kind of thing. So when there is a layer, you know, when there is a plate like this, okay, there is a plate like this is asthenosphere, there is a plate. What would happen? You know, if the semi-liquid area, this plate keeps moving, you know, as it moves, next to it there will be another plate. When it moves, the rock layer above it, and this is deep inside there, the rock layer above it gets disturbed, and this is what causes, this movement causes earthquakes. Okay, it releases energy, the movement releases friction releases energy, and energy releases, you know, tremors, earthquake, what you call earthquake. Okay, and this happens quite often. And even when two different plates, this plate and this plate, you know, scratch, they rub against each other, you know, there's release of energy. Sometimes one plate goes below the other plate, and this also creates earthquakes. And if it happens, you know, if this plate, there is a plate here, okay, and this plate, you know, it goes down here, and it happens under the ocean. What happens is water from this side will come to, you know, the other side to maintain equilibrium. Okay, this plate has gone down, the water from this side comes down like this to maintain equilibrium, and this is not one, you know, small crack here in the earth. This is sometimes hundreds of kilometers. So this plate goes down like this, water comes in, creates a wave, and this wave, you know, moves on, and ladies and gentlemen, creates a tsunami. This is what happened on the 26th of December 2004, I guess. You know, the tsunami near Indonesia that affected even Africa, yeah, the eastern coast of Africa. So that was how it came. The Indian plate went down. You know, this came up like this. It was very dangerous. 3 lakh people died in that. Okay, so you could write Pangaea, a supercontinent, dash fused of all continents. Fused of all continents. So it was fused of all continents. Dash Pangaea was surrounded by Panthalassa, this one. You see this here? A super ocean. So one continent, one super ocean. So as the continent spread, obviously, you know, the water bodies had gaps and they became local water bodies. There's a lot to learn. Because I don't have the time to go into details, I couldn't, you know, tell you everything. It's nice to know things. Okay, yeah. The choices here. What are the choices? I think we know about all these things. Chalo. In association with Koita Foundation, which Indian institution has set up India's first digital healthcare center? It is IIT Bombay. This Koita Foundation is set up by alumni, you know, two prominent alumni of husband and wife team. Yeah, the Koitas basically. They've started this foundation in collaboration with IIT Bombay. They intend to provide a master's program. You could write this. In fact, why should I give you oral stuff, right? India's first, you write this, Koita Foundation dash, India's first to focus on academics, comma, research and industrial collaboration In digital health, see, we call it Koita Foundation, but what is the name of the digital health center? Together with the IIT Bombay, Koita Foundation has set up Koita Center for Digital Health. That's it. That's the name. Digital Health. Koita Center for Digital Health at IIT Bombay. So they are going to offer. They intend to pursue research, academics, and of course, collaborate with industrial units in digital health. That's the idea. Okay. So what's the objective of this? This is important, right? Aims to improve accessibility. Affordability and quality. This is very important. Healthcare through digital mediums. Aims to improve accessibility, affordability, and quality of healthcare through digital mediums. Let's go. India has been ranked dash in Coursera's Global Skills Report, 67. So they have come up with this. You could write this. Coursera's Global Skills Report. Focus on the three parameters. Focus on business, technology, and data science. So they use three parameters to evaluate nations, and India's rank is 67. Okay. The top three would be Switzerland, two, Luxembourg. You must be familiar with this country, Luxembourg. 3, Austria, pretty close to each other. In fact, all border states. Switzerland, Luxembourg, Austria. Luxembourg is on the northwest of Switzerland, and Austria is on the east of Switzerland. Okay, yeah. So the three parameters are proficiency in business, technology, and data sciences, and India ranks 67th. The top three, as I mentioned, these are the best countries for all these things. Identify the person of Indian origin who has been appointed as Surgeon General for the American President Joe Biden. Vivek Murthy. He was also the Surgeon General for Barack Obama. Okay. Neera Tanden. You don't need to know all these things, but I'll tell you about. See, Neera Tanden was born in America, and she, you could say Tanden also. She was to be nominated by Joe Biden administration to the Office of Budget Management. Office of Budget Management. But the American senators said that, some Republicans and all, that they said that we will not vote for this lady. We will not. So that would her appointment would not be confirmed. So because she has been seen as a very polarizing figure because of what she done in the past. And she is one of the major persons behind the Affordable Care Act. Affordable Care Act is an insurance policy, insurance initiative, government of United States, under which US insurance companies cannot deny payment towards pre-existing illnesses also. Yeah, this is one of those things. So, confirmation did not come. So currently she is a senior advisor to the Joe Biden administration. Okay. But most important, look at that Vinay Reddy. He is, you could write, White House Director of Speech Writing. White House Director of Speech Writing. White House Director of Speech Writing. All these speeches made by US President Joseph Biden, are written by him and his team. Okay. Identify the winner of the 2020 Knight International Journalism Award. Lina Ataya. She's from Egypt. You could write this. Egypt. Very courageous woman. And she is, you could write, co-founder and editor-in-chief of, what is that? Madr Mazar. I think Mada Mazar. It's written with a Z also, pronounced with a Z, of course. Mada Masar. I don't know the meaning of this, honestly. That's why maybe I don't exactly remember, Lina Ataya is an Egyptian. She has been under tremendous pressure of the Egyptian government, which is led by a former army chief and current dictator. What's his name? Abdel Fattah el-Sisi. She has stood her ground. And look at this, Roman Anin. She's a Russian. She won the Knight International Trailblazer Award. You could write this, Trailblazer. So this is one notch below this. Trailblazer. Okay, next. Who the following is the new Secretary General of Amnesty International? Amnesty International is run by Agnes Callamard. Just right, Amnesty International, London, head office London, founded by Peter Benenson in 1961. Peter Benenson in 1961. Current Secretary General, you write, Agnes Callamard of France. I'll take a couple of more questions after this. Agnes Callamard of France. And you could write, sorry, not this one, Amnesty. 1977 Nobel Peace Prize. You don't have to write winner of, simply 1977 Nobel Peace Prize. Okay, yeah. Leave one line space and write, look at choice one. We'll take one more choice, two more choices maybe. Anshula Kant. Look at this, Anshula Kant, Chief Financial Officer and Managing Director of World Bank Group. Anshula Kant, Chief Financial Officer and Managing Director of World Bank Group. She is a former SBI employee. She joined SBI as a PO. She is now the Chief Financial Officer and Managing Director of World Bank Group. Next, you want to know Jacinda Ardern? Chalo koi baat nahi. Prime Minister of New Zealand. And Kaja Kallas, Prime Minister of a country called Estonia. It's a country in Northeast Europe. It's what is called a Baltic state next to the Baltic Sea. Prime Minister of Estonia. Who is the author of the book The Lean Startup? Eric Ries. What about these guys here? Sorkin is this author of this book called, very good book, Too Big to Fail. It's about large corporations that do bad, but they're too big to fail, so they cannot be allowed to fail. Too big to fail. Stephen Covey, the Seven Habits. Seven Habits is a very famous book of highly effective people. Highly effective people. Seven Habits of Highly Effective People. And Susan Cain, not something you should know, but anyway, लिखिए क्या घाटा क्या? Quiet. The power of introverts. Very long title. Introvert is a person who doesn't open up very fast. Quiet. The power of introverts in a world. Very long title. In a world that can't stop talking. When I first read that, I haven't read the book, but when I read the title, I was like, whoa. Quite. The power of introverts in a world that can't stop talking. As capped by the RBI, what is the tenure of a managing director and chief executive officer of a private bank? No person can be an MD or a CEO for more than 15 years. Very simple, straightforward question. Okay. Which of the following banks has the tagline, the name you can bank upon? The answer's there anyway. I think there is a mistake here. Look at this. This particular one is a tagline. Instead of a bank name, we have a tagline. I think it's my mistake. I did not check this. This is Aapka Bhala Sabki Bhalai is Bandhan Bank. Bandhan Bank. Calcutta based bank. This is a tagline of Bandhan Bank. So it should have been, the answer should have been here. One of the choices should have been Bandhan Bank. I changed these choices, some of the choices in this question. So it's my mistake. Bandhan Bank, okay. Axis Bank, there are two major punchlines. अभी जो चल रही है वो है चलती का नाम. You have seen this movie? What is that movie? चलती का नाम गाड़ी. Sorry, this is not चलती का नाम गाड़ी. This is बढ़ती का नाम जिंदगी. बढ़ती का नाम जिंदगी. They also have another tagline. What is that? Dil se open. Dil se open. So, बढ़ती का नाम जिंदगी. Bank of Maharashtra, you could write, what is that? एक परिवार एक बैंक. एक परिवार एक बैंक. In a simple, if you put it in English, it's one family, one bank. That's it. Bank of India, relationship beyond banking. Relationship beyond banking. Okay. Relationship beyond banking. Chale. Thank you. Thanks from Bharat. Yeah, my name is Bharat C. Jain. So thank you from me and my entire team. So please stay curious. As I said earlier in the discussion, work hard, stay safe also. Thank you.